Hey everybody, welcome to this month's question of the month. I'm David Keil. I answer your questions when you send them in by going to yoganatomy.com/my question. Let's get to it. From Marta, my question is about headstand. Another question about headstand. I get so many questions about headstand. I almost feel like I should do a headstanding workshop or a headstanding video or a headstanding course. My question is about headstand. There's a strong emphasis on putting weight on the head during a headstand. There's a strong emphasis on not putting weight on the head during a headstand to avoid stressing the cervical spine and instead placing the weight on the forearms. This is what I try to do. However, we also know that Tibetan monks, for example, can perform this posture without using their arms for support, balancing entirely on the crown of their head for extended periods. Does this mean that the perfect headstand should actually be done without arm support? Placing the weight directly on the head with perfect alignment? Thank you in advance for your attention and response. Well, I mean, let me just go with what's my reaction, okay, my response. Number one, of course, and I know you're not really doing this, but we're not going to compare ourselves to Tibetan monks or Shaolin monks. You know, they do some pretty wild stuff too. Yes, there's an emphasis on not putting all of your weight on your head during headstand. And this is a general rule. And especially important for beginners, let's say. Even by the end of second series in the Ashtanga Vinyasa yoga tradition, you're doing headstands with your hands out to the side and curled under, and all of the weight is, not all of it, but almost all of your weight, varying degrees, in the 85 to 99% zone is on your head. But that's somebody who has also been practicing for a long time, you know, on a regular basis, right? They've been preparing for that, is my point. And the Tibetan monks that you see doing that on their head are preparing for that. You're seeing the end result. You haven't seen all the preparatory work that they've likely done so that when they do it, they don't break their neck. That's not to say that if you try it once, you're going to break your neck. You're probably not going to break your neck. Long term, is it good to do headstands that way? I don't know. I don't think anybody's researched that and done the science on it in that sense. And therefore, we err to the side of caution and say, let's try to put as much weight as we can on our forearms. If 10% of your body weight goes through your head, is that going to be a problem? Probably not. Where is the magic number? Is it 30% that's going to be long-term damaging? I have no idea. I don't know. But certainly not talking about Tibetan monks. You know, so the way of thinking about it is when you're putting more weight into your forearms, you're doing it more safely. The less weight you're putting in your forearms, the riskier it's getting. Do you want to take that risk? Is it worth it? What's the benefit of it? Those are the types of questions you should ask. And finally, you know, the next question will be something like, oh, but if I have the right alignment and my head is in this perfect position and whatever, will that make it safe? No, it won't make it more safe in the sense that it's safer than doing headstand primarily on your forearms with your head lightly touching. That's the safest way to do it long-term and for prolonged periods of time. Does that mean you should never do it on the top of your head? If you're advanced enough and you've been trained enough and you've built up the strength enough, can you do short period headstands without your arms? Yes. Yes, you can do that. Is it a good idea? That's not for me to answer. You do the cost-benefit analysis. All right. I hope that helped something. All right, Marta, have a great day. Everybody else, you got a question? You know what to do. Go to yoganatomy.com/my question.